difference down the stretch?
We knew it. They're a great team. They're a great team, intelligent team, amazing team that I respect a lot. It was amazing effort by the team. You know, it was an ugly game. We couldn't make shots, but at the end we figured out how to defend, and they scored 80-something or 90 points. So that's why we won the game.
The Nuggets just crushed the second-best defense in the NBA, and they did it with style. Nikola Jokic went off, dropping a wild 39 points, snatching 15 rebounds, dishing 10 assists, plus snagging 2 steals and swatting 2 blocks. That's a full-on masterclass. Jamal Murray wasn't backing down either, going off for 35 points and hitting 14 of 15 free throws like ice in his veins. And when Jokic fouled out in overtime, Murray took control and slammed the door shut on Şengün, KD, and the Rockets. That's the kind of game that makes the whole league stop and stare. Jokic was out there cooking against Şengün, working him like it was personal. The hand in the cookie jar move, the fire, the flare, it was all there. And now the question everyone's asking, what happens when the best offense in the NBA gets their full squad back? When depth stops being a problem and turns into their secret weapon? This is exactly what the rest of the league didn't want to see. The Nuggets are building an offensive storm the NBA hasn't witnessed before. It's wild. It might sound crazy since they're not sitting on top of the Western Conference yet, that's Oklahoma City's spot, but don't get it twisted. Nikola Jokic is out here playing like an MVP again, and for the first time, it looks like Jamal Murray's about to join him as an all-star with the kind of explosive start he's having this season. Let's be real, we've seen some wild offenses over the years, but what Denver's doing right now is on another level. The stats don't lie. The Nuggets are leading the entire NBA with an offensive rating of 126 points per 100 possessions. And that's not just impressive, that's record-breaking. They're scoring over 10 points more per 100 possessions than league average, which has never been done before. That's history in the making, and they're doing it without even being fully healthy yet. Everything still starts with Nikola Jokic. The man's a walking offense all by himself. He twists defenses inside out until they fall apart. But this season, it's not just the Jokic show anymore. Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray have both exploded for 50-point games, proving the firepower runs deep. This squad isn't just talented, they're dangerous. The Nuggets are loaded with shooters, backed by a bench that actually gets the job done, and their offense runs smoother than ever. Every possession looks surgical. Clean, ruthless, unstoppable. Sure, individually, none of it feels unheard of, but when you put all those pieces together, it's straight up overwhelming. How far can this monster of a team go? That's the big mystery. But one thing's clear, no team in the NBA is scoring like Denver right now, and honestly, no team in league history ever has. What makes this even crazier is how Denver started the season with injuries all over the place. Key players in and out of the lineup, yet somehow they're still tearing up the league as one of the most unstoppable offenses through the first 6 weeks. Last season, the Nuggets finished top 4 in offense, putting up just under 120 points per 100 possessions, and that was with a thinner roster and Jamal Murray still shaking off the rust. But this year, they've completely shattered that mark and leveled up big time. With Jokic and Murray both firing on all cylinders, Denver has turned into a full-blown nightmare for every defense in the league. These guys aren't just winning, they're demoralizing teams. For a squad that already lived at the top of the offensive charts, this kind of leap is unreal. It's one of the most jaw-dropping statistical jumps we've seen early this season, and everyone's asking the same thing. What's behind it all in Jokic's mind? The big man broke it down himself, keeping it humble but real. Jokic said, "I think it's different nights. Different guys like Spencer. Joan had really good nights. Cam Johnson had a couple of good nights. Jamal, me. Even when guys are out, Tim Hardaway had 7 threes. So I think there's always somebody to step up and give us the energy that we need." That's the scary part. It's not just one star carrying the load. Denver's got a full roster of killers ready to pop off any given night. And when everyone's clicking like this, good luck trying to stop them. That's the heart of this Nuggets offense, nonstop pressure and buckets on buckets. Jamal in the corner, splash. Jamal Murray, get out the marshmallows, he's on fire. The man was cooking like it was a street ball showcase. There's no predictability, no break, no mercy, just relentless waves of offense crashing down on every defense that dares to step up. And the craziest part is, it's not luck. It's precision mixed with confidence, built on one of the most efficient scoring machines the NBA has ever seen. Last season, Denver didn't have this kind of cushion to fall back on. One mistake could cost them the game. But this year, everything's different. Their depth, their chemistry, their versatility, it's all leveled up. You can see it clearly in how they handled this recent run of games.
Yeah, Coach Malone said that he wasn't sure how the team would handle this situation. You've never been in a finals closeout game before. He thought maybe you guys were a little bit tight, missing free throws, missing some wide open shots. Did you feel that?
I mean, that's why basketball is a fun sport, you know. That's why it's a live thing. You cannot say, oh, this is going to happen. It's always, you know, there is so many factors, and I'm just happy that we won again.
That win over Houston, that wasn't just a W, that was a statement. The Rockets came in flexing the second-best defense in the league with Kevin Durant and Alperen Sengun leading the charge, and Denver still found a way to silence them. Those final 100 seconds of regulation were absolute madness. 4 ties, 4 lead changes, nobody blinking. Sengun hit a tough bucket with 2.7 seconds left to put the Rockets up by 1. The crowd went wild, thinking it was over, but not quite. Away from the play, Armand Thompson committed a foul that sent Murray to the line, and he stepped up cold as ice, draining both to tie it up. Then Jokic let one fly at the buzzer, just a bit long, and suddenly it was overtime time. The whole arena was holding their breath as Denver geared up for the final push. That's when things got wild. Spencer Jones, the undrafted two-way grinder who refuses to be overlooked, stepped up and drilled a cold-blooded 3 with under 3 minutes left, pushing Denver's lead to 7. The Rockets tried to claw their way back, fighting for every possession, but Sengun's desperate contested 3 with 5 seconds left clanked off the rim and Denver escaped with the win. Pure grit. Jokic once again went full monster road, dropping 39 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists, notching his league-leading 12th triple-double of the season. The man's a machine. And Jamal Murray, he kept the fire burning, putting up 35 points and scoring 6 of Denver's 11 overtime points while hitting an ice-cold 14 of 15 from the free throw line. But here's what made this win truly insane. Jokic fouled out in overtime. That meant Murray and the rest of the crew had to close it out without their MVP anchor. And get this, they were already missing Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun, and then Peyton Watson went down just 6 minutes into the first quarter with a trunk contusion. Talk about bad luck. But even with their lineup stretched thin and the Rockets coming hard, Denver still found a way to win. That's what makes this team so dangerous. They just refuse to fold. Nights like this show exactly what the Nuggets are built for, surviving chaos and turning it into victory, just like they did again in that gritty December 3rd win over the Indiana Pacers. The very next game, Denver showed again that their fire isn't fading, it's spreading. Even with key players still banged up, the Nuggets came out swinging like a team on a mission. Jokic was cool on the sidelines in street clothes cheering his squad on, while Jamal Murray took command like a true floor general. The crowd could feel it, that mix of confidence and chaos that only Denver brings when they've got something to prove. Reggie Jackson stepped in and dropped dimes like he'd been waiting for this moment all season. Michael Porter Jr. came alive, splashing threes and flexing after every make. The energy was electric, and every time opposing defenses thought they had Denver figured out, someone new came out of nowhere to torch them. It's become their identity, anybody, any night. That's how championship teams are built, and the Nuggets are reminding everyone why they wear that crown. The chemistry, the ball movement, the unselfishness, it's all clicking again. Even when shots don't fall, they hustle for every rebound, every steal, every second chance bucket. You can see it in their eyes. They know what it takes to get back to the top. The Western Conference might look crowded, but Denver is sending a clear message. They're still the team to beat. What's scary is they haven't even hit their full potential yet. Once Jokic, Gordon, and Braun are all healthy again and Jamal Murray keeps rolling like this, the league's in trouble. Opponents better brace themselves because this Nuggets squad is only getting stronger, and when they're locked in, nobody's safe. By mid-December, the Nuggets had officially flipped the switch. That championship swagger was back in full effect.
Every possession looked smoother, every rotation sharper, every bucket louder. The chemistry between Jokic and Murray was back to telepathic levels. One look, one nod, and boom, another bucket. You could feel the confidence oozing from this team, and the rest of the league could too. Denver wasn't just winning, they were controlling games. Even when teams threw double teams at Jokic, he'd just grin and whip no-look passes across the court like it was nothing. Murray, meanwhile, kept drilling clutch shots from deep, and you could almost see defenders breaking inside with every swish. When Michael Porter Jr. started hitting those step-backs and Reggie Jackson sliced into the lane, it was game over. There was no answer for that kind of balance.
And let's not forget the bench. Guys like Spencer Jones and Zeke Naji brought energy every time they checked in, keeping the rhythm alive and the pressure non-stop. It's like Denver's whole identity became about outworking, outsmarting, and outscoring anyone who dared to challenge them. The fans at Ball Arena could sense it. This was more than just a good stretch. This was a warning shot to the entire NBA. The Nuggets are still that squad, still the champs, still the team nobody wants to face in a 7-game series. And if this is how they're playing before the All-Star break, imagine what happens once everyone's healthy again. The Storm's only getting started, and Denver's right in the center of it, locked in, fired up, and ready to take over all over again. As the season pushed deeper into December, the Nuggets started looking less like a team and more like a machine built for dominance. Every game felt like a highlight reel. Fast breaks, backdoor cuts, and those ridiculous Jokic passes that make defenders freeze in disbelief. Opponents kept throwing new defensive schemes at them, but nothing stuck. Denver just kept adjusting, adapting, and attacking like they'd already seen the plays before.
There's so many factors, and I'm just happy that we won again.
Yeah, now you are an NBA champion, Nikola. How does that feel?
It's good. It's good. The job is done. We can go home now.
Congratulations.
They happened. Jokic was once again proving why he's the most unique superstar in the league. One night he's dropping 40, the next he's dishing 18 assists. It doesn't matter. He just finds ways to destroy defenses. Murray kept the fire alive, slicing through defenders with that cold step-back jumper and yelling "let's go" after every big shot. You could tell this squad wasn't satisfied. They wanted more. Meanwhile, the supporting cast kept showing out. Aaron Gordon's return added muscle and swagger. Christian Braun brought the hustle, and Porter Jr. was raining down threes like he was born for clutch moments. Even the younger guys were feeding off the energy, diving for loose balls, taking charges, doing whatever it took to keep the fire burning. The vibe around Denver was electric. Fans knew they were watching something special. And while every analyst kept talking about the Thunder, Wolves, or Clippers, the Nuggets just smiled quietly, stacking wins and letting their game do the talking. This wasn't just about repeating, this was about reminding the league exactly who runs the West. Denver's message was loud and clear. The champs never left, they're just getting even scarier. By the time the holidays rolled around, Denver was straight up rolling through the schedule like a wrecking ball. The chemistry was locked in, the confidence was sky high, and every player seemed to be thriving in their role. You could feel the swagger in every possession, the way they moved the ball, the patience, the timing. It was art in motion. Opponents were getting frustrated, shaking their heads, realizing there was no easy way to slow this train down. Jokic was in full control, not just scoring or passing, but orchestrating the whole flow of the game like a maestro. He'd pull defenders out to the perimeter, hit Murray cutting through the lane, or lob one to Gordon for an alley-oop dunk that sent the crowd into a frenzy. It was beautiful chaos, unpredictable but perfectly calculated. Murray, meanwhile, kept his foot on the gas, hitting clutch buckets whenever things got tight. His rhythm, his composure, it all screamed veteran killer instinct. And the depth still showing out. Porter Jr. continued to find his groove. Christian Braun brought nonstop energy, and even the bench guys were stepping up with key plays. It's that next man up mindset that makes Denver so dangerous. They never rely on just one guy because everyone can cook when their number's called.
The rest of the West was watching nervously because Denver wasn't just surviving, they were dominating. The message was crystal clear. You can game plan all you want, but when this squad's locked in, you're not stopping them. The champs are reminding everyone what greatness looks like: calm, ruthless, and absolutely unshakable. As the new year crept closer, Denver didn't just keep winning, they started making statements. Every matchup felt like a warning shot to the league. We're here and we're still better than you. Teams that came in confident left frustrated, worn down, and mentally checked out by the fourth quarter. The Nuggets weren't just playing basketball, they were putting on a masterclass in dominance. Jokic continued his MVP-level tear, making the impossible look casual. One night, he'd hit a no-look dime through traffic. The next, he'd body his way into the paint for an effortless and one. Every possession felt like a trap for defenders. Help on him and he'll find the open man. Play him straight up and you're toast. It was that simple. Murray kept feeding off that energy, lighting up scoreboards and making every big shot feel personal. You could see it in his eyes. He wanted all the smoke. But it wasn't just the stars. The Nuggets system was running like a perfectly tuned engine. Porter Jr. found his rhythm as the reliable third scorer, while Aaron Gordon added power and swagger on both ends. Even the bench mob was coming through with clutch moments, proving the depth was no fluke. The vibe around the league started to shift. Analysts who doubted Denver early on were suddenly scrambling to explain how this team was still getting better. And inside Ball Arena, fans were already chanting back-to-back because deep down, everyone could see it. The Nuggets weren't chasing the throne, they were defending it, and no one looked ready to take it from them. January hit, and Denver was officially in takeover mode. Every night felt like deja vu. Another opponent, another lesson in how unstoppable this team can be. You could see the confidence pouring out of every player, like they already knew the outcome before tip-off. Denver wasn't just outplaying teams, they were outthinking them, breaking down defenses with surgical precision and that cold-blooded composure only championship teams have. Jokic was running the show like a mastermind. He'd pull big men out to the perimeter, read the floor in a split second, and slice defenses apart with those ridiculous passes that made highlight reels explode. Murray kept playing like he had something to prove. Step backs, floaters, crossovers, it was a mixtape on hardwood. And every time the game got tight, he turned ice cold and took over like the moment was made for him. The chemistry was next level. Porter Jr. started finding that sweet spot between confident scorer and reliable team player, while Aaron Gordon brought muscle and energy that kept the squad balanced. Even the bench mob was shining. Reggie Jackson, Christian Braun, and Zeke Naji were giving quality minutes, keeping the energy up and the pressure on. What really stood out, though, was the trust. Nobody forced it, nobody panicked. The ball kept moving, the spacing stayed clean, and the rhythm never stopped. The Nuggets looked like a team fully locked into their purpose. Around the league, you could hear the whispers turning into straight-up fear. Denver's heating up again, because when the champs start clicking like this, there's no safe place left on the court. Jokic kept running the show like a silent general, leading with poise, brilliance, and that unstoppable basketball IQ. Murray was right there beside him, fiery and fearless, turning big moments into personal highlight reels. Porter Jr. and Gordon continued to bring balance, one raining threes, the other throwing down thunderous dunks, while the bench stayed sharp and relentless. Together, they didn't just play, they made every game a spectacle. By now, the message across the league was loud and clear. The Nuggets are still the team to beat. No matter how many new contenders rise, Denver's mix of experience, talent, and heart keeps them one step ahead. The road back to the finals won't be easy, but this group thrives on pressure, and when the lights get brightest, they always shine the hardest. So as this wild season keeps unfolding, one thing's for sure. If you're not watching the Nuggets, you're missing history in real time. Make sure to subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment on what you think about Denver's insane run. Who's stopping them? Can anyone really take that crown? Let's hear it, because the champs aren't done yet, and the story's only getting better.